Good morning, good morning. Good morning. It's good. I'm back. Ugh. I'm back getting my stroll on. Well, hell, I just got through running. Then I'm going to stroll with y'all in a minute once I down a couple of squigs of water. On this beautiful Monday morning. Yeah, it's got 35 more minutes and it'd be considered noon, 11:25. Mary Max, I hadn't used this in a while. Thank you, good, as always. Wind blowing, very nice. Y'all share this live, would you? Share it. And whew, come on, somebody. Okay, what's up? We back to our own stomping grounds. The boy's back. I ran this morning for the first time in a long time. Because, the past couple of weeks, the boy dealing with a cold. I don't know too many people that feel like running or jogging or exercising when they're under the weather. What's up, Johnson, Dante, Eric Cromedy? What's up? And it feels good out here. Gets this early fall weather. The best time. Now these are the best times to start popping up in Burlington for like the early fall fashions. They built a new one over here near me. And I went over there and checked out a few things. I saw a couple of cool jackets over there that I must have. And from all this running and stuff, I've dropped down in pant size and dress size. Damn, I'm sorry, what did I say? Dress size? God damn. Y'all gonna think some Caitlyn Jenner shit going on. Shirt size. Well, at least coat cheese. Good morning, brother. What's up? And so, saw a couple of jackets that I have to have. I've strolled back up in there. When they build something new, all the stuff in there is the latest, it's the newest. But give it about 3 to 6 months, then you'll see shit all on the floor. They're just, maybe it's Burlington, wherever you go. And Marshalls and Ross, when they first open them, I guess you can get a chance to get up in there. Stuff is on the rack, everything's new and nice. Then about 6 months and beyond, shit all on the floor. So, picking up the medium jackets, I'm like, damn. So, I'm down to a small jacket. I said, okay, I guess. So, the running and all that stuff actually works. So, but anyway, you already know about the book and stuff. Go mess with it. If you don't know, just check it out at the end of this live. And if you're on my Facebook channel, Rico the Opinionist, go into the description box. It has everything about me that you might want to mess with, including the PayPal, Cash App, all of that. And how to buy the book. It's PDF format. So, 50 pages of some cool reading from what I heard from other people. All right, so I don't know if y'all been paying attention. I think that I've noticed that others have been paying attention about this latest thing that's been happening with HBCUs. I have 2 topics I want to talk to y'all about this morning. And the first one, I'll go ahead and kick it off with the first title is There's War Being Declared on HBCUs. And I was first it started with a private conversation with me and my girl Mary Max, right? And because I said, and it's stemming from the shooting that occurred at my dear old Grambling State University. Then next thing I know, some stuff was popping off, I think, at Southern. Then next thing I know, some stuff was popping off at Jackson State's homecoming, all these homecomings. Then next thing I know, recently, this past weekend, at Fort Valley State University, then next thing I know, at Howard. Okay. Hey, I get it. There's something going on. Daphne, is that you, girl? Hey, Daphne. And who's this other person hogging for? What is that? Hanning Store Cole. What's up? And Daphne was good. Yeah, if y'all ever want to meet one of the sweetest Gremlinites and the nicest, one of our nicest former Keeses, who's also kicking it with the rest of them chicks, Daphne. What's up? Out of New Orleans too. Yeah, she got that New Orleans flavor too. Baby. And Ian, what's up, bro? That's my girl to the end, my fellow MSW, social work and all of that. Love you, girl, for real. And so, there's the war being declared on HBCUs. So let's go back. You know, I've always stated that we're already personally declaring war on HBCUs because, a lot of us don't send our kids to HBCUs. And for whatever reasons, the excuses that are given, I get it. And so that's why they're down to 101 now. At one time, we had about 400 of them, or 300, something like that. Then all of a sudden, black people became multicultural and integrated and assimilated. And all of a sudden, a little black college wasn't good enough for the kids, but it was good enough for your ass. Enjoy your CEO position, your business ownership, your upper management position, and all the major corporations across the country, and all the traveling that you've done because you're a criminal justice major. Now you're all in the deepest part of criminal justice, maybe in the CIA and all of that. Yeah, I know. No, we almost try to teach. We tend to treat HBCUs like a back alley hoe. We'll mess with it and fool with it when ain't nobody looking. But then when you get done with it, you go on to, your suburban good friend. That's how we try to treat our HBCUs, and I don't like that. Well, now that's just us and our issues. But let's go a little deeper. Y'all know how, when they first brought kidnapped Africans over to the country, and they wrote this constitution that made them 3/5, and so the implied is not an assumption. The implied fact is that black people brought over here were not here to actually make it or to become independent. They were brought here to be the step stools or the handmaidens of white people in this country. We're here to be the workers and the bottom line, the economic bottom line to everybody. This is what the scholars taught us. Those of us who weren't old enough to realize this. Now, your great-grandmother who's over 70, she can tell y'all this as well. Your great-granddad, too, because he worked a lot of those fields and stuff. And some of your granddads in the 80s. So, isn't it interesting? People are always saying, well, black people need to pull themselves up by their bootstrap. Africa, girl, I see you. What's happening? Pull yourself up by the bootstraps. Black people need to stay together. But it's interesting. Every time black people say, okay, we're going to do for self, something pops off. They call it Black Wall Street in some cases. They call it that thing when they blew up that little black town in Philadelphia. I forget the name of it. They bombed that town in Philadelphia in the 60s, I think. Was it? Trying to kill all of, I guess, the Black Power brothers and sisters over there. And whenever they find out something that is all black, they try to make it, like y'all are separating. Yes, racist. Whenever black people decide to try to have some of their own. Now, HBCUs were created. Number one, Howard University and all those schools were created so they can educate the mulatto bastard kids of the plantation owners. That's why we see the earliest pictures of these HBCUs, most of the people are paper sack, peanut butter, and up. Then as the years went on, you start seeing some of the darker skinned blacks. I bet y'all didn't know that, did you? And so, but the point is, like they created AME Church because the white Methodists didn't allow the slaves to worship with them, so they created African Methodist Episcopalian. So all these things were created because white folks, y'all didn't want us near y'all. And then with some bootlicking and begging, come on, please, Mr. White Man, let us sit next to you in your restaurant. Let us come live next door to you here. So blacks have been bought off by that. But still, you didn't want us near you, right? So HBCUs were created to educate black folks beyond being field hands and cotton pickers and wash women and cooks and all of that. Winfred Moore, what's up, my man? And so they created the HBCUs. And and HBCUs flourished. You know, because white people didn't care as long as you stayed over there. We were churning out scholars and athletic greats and and statesmen and stateswomen. We were churning out the best of the best from HBCUs. And then in the 90s, you know, with the different world and all of that, thank you, Dr. Cosby, HBCU stuff started booming. All of a sudden there was a lull, and that's when the HBCU started declining down to 200, then 125, now it's 101, right? And then all of a sudden, within the last 5 years, there's been like a resurgence or a surge to black colleges by black students after sitting dormant for quite a few years. Y'all following me? And now, I don't think they bothered them. See, Kwame Brown said something. Shout out to Kwame Brown and Kwame Brown Bus Life YouTube channel. He said something that a lot of black folks probably didn't even understand. When they brought him out of hiding after they were trying to make fun of him, Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes were trying to belittle him, calling him a bust when he was the #1 draft pick in 2001. 18 years old, right out of high school, right? He was saying that the NCAA does not want black athletes coming out of high school going straight into the pros because that'll cut the money out of the white schools. Y'all did not hear me. If you're 18 years old, you can dunk and you can run a ball down that damn court. Why do you need to go to college? You can go straight past the white college and go to the NBA or possibly the NFL. See, the white colleges were set up as a buffer to get at least $300 million plus off your black body. Then they send you to the NBA, NFL, right? See, he said something then people didn't pay attention to it. And so that's why they sent Stephen A. Smith around, allegedly reportedly around the colleges, trying to discourage black boys, black males who were 6 foot, 5'11", 6 foot, killing it in the high school, trying to discourage them from entering the draft at 18, because he was doing his job to make sure they go to some kind of big white school to earn them another $100 million plus off of their dunking and running skills. And I'm gonna get to it in a minute. Y'all just kind of roll with me. And then, what else did Kwame share? Well, that was significant enough. So they hired these black buffers, these Negroes, to talk crazy about black athletes. And Kwame shares with us that Stephen A. Smith went around to high schools and colleges talking about him specifically. You know, saying he had small hands and saying he couldn't dribble and all this, and the man's lasted in the league for 12 years. Playing time, but nobody, it's like they blackballed him or something while he was playing. And Stephen A. Smith was a big part of that. And so lately, these prime black players who believed they weren't getting playing time at these Arkansas and Alabamas and all that, they started transferring to HBCUs. See, a lot of our black fathers and black mothers are Stephen A. Smiths. You ask any one of y'all black daddy, any one of these black fathers or black mothers that got a black son that can play football really well, play basketball, they never mention a black college. I'm going to send my son to Grambling. I'm going to send my son to Southern. I'm going to send my son to Jackson State to play basketball, football. All they think about is the big white schools. So we got a lot of Stephen A. Smith that's raising these black boys and these black girls, black boys, to send down all their talent to the white school, because the white school can go and maybe pay a rent or a car note for them, right? And so you have a lot of transferring of these prime black athletes from these white schools and coming to HBCUs. Number two, you're seeing a lot of surges in enrollment of black colleges. And see, they don't want blue chip black athletes talking about going to black colleges. Go back last year when some of these top blue chip high school players were signing and committing to black colleges. Y'all remember, it was a real light-skinned dude that did it, and a couple other black dudes that did it. And y'all don't think these white schools at the NCAA aren't paying attention to where their talent is going? Y'all think they're paying attention? And so all of a sudden, they've been noticing this, and we're like, yeah, they're finally doing it. They're finally doing it, coming to black colleges. Well, now we understand why they were not going, because they've been trained not to come to black colleges, and black colleges aren't viewed as valuable. And they're learning that if you have the skills, a recruiter from the NBA or NFL will follow you to Pluto if your numbers are high. They will find you on the planet Mars. So they're learning it doesn't matter. If I'm getting the numbers at Grambling or Georgia State, I'm still going to make it to the NFL. I can still enter the draft. Y'all understand? And so they're not going to let these Negroes get on a unified front, thinking like, you know what? Damn Georgia State. Damn Notre Dame. Damn Stanford. I'm finna go to Southern. I'm finna go to Mississippi Valley. I'm finna go to Alcorn. I'm finna go to Grambling. They're not gonna have that. And so now, I know y'all said, Rico, I know you're not about to compare something what I think you're about to compare. Let me tell y'all this. Y'all know these black neighborhoods, one of the main reasons why they're such trash and so violent and all that. And a lot of these black neighborhoods are in prime areas of the city, near a body of water or near downtown. All of a sudden, every time you look around, there's a gun shooting going on. There's some kind of violence going on. It's not by coincidence. What they do is, y'all know it, really smart people out there, especially those in real estate, y'all know they put a lot of crime there, which lowers the property value, right? Guns, drugs, gangs. I mean, they act like they can't do nothing about it. And then when they lower the property value down to where you can buy a house there for probably $500, well, they get in and start and charge and sell it back for $50,000. That's how they do black neighborhoods, and guess what they're doing to black colleges? All of a sudden, out of nowhere, all of the news outlets are reporting shootings at these HBCUs. Y'all don't think there's a coincidence in that? Trying to lower the value even more on black colleges so the blue chip athletes will look at it and say, I don't want to go down there, I won't feel safe. Come on, y'all. We've been in this country 400 years. We don't know how the white supremacy plays games. Let's go back to Memphis, Tennessee, 1968. During the sanitation strike, they had a march down there 1 week before April 4th. They had a sanitation march down there in Memphis. And it's been put on record that there were young black men hired to disrupt and cause a riot in Dr. King's march. They were hired to do that. If you go back and look at the video footage, Dr. King had a march for the sanitation workers, and it turned into a riot. Some little black dudes started throwing garbage cans into windows of businesses, and they started acting a fool out of nowhere. Y'all start paying attention to this shit. And so now, all of a sudden, these shootings at the homecomings of HBCUs, all of a sudden, I mean, they gave us at least about 5 or 6 of them on the past 2 weeks. And so, in the minds of people, I'm not going down there. It ain't safe. Those folks shooting. I wish everyone that they catch that's a so-called shooter, they would ask the question. They should ask them, who sent you? I ain't going to tell it. Just tell me, who sent you? Who paid you to do that? Now, a lot of it has to do with the rap and the environment and mindset and all that, but also, I'm not going to not believe that there's some setup going on around this motherfucker. Yeah. I think, because it's too much of a coincidence. All of a sudden, out of all these years of homecomings, we ain't had none of this foolishness, especially at Grambling. We never had that kind of foolishness. But all of a sudden now, Grambling, Jackson State, Howard, Fort Valley State, Southern, all of a sudden there's shootings at homecomings or outside or parties outside the campus, such as Fort Valley State. B. Mario McDuffie, what's up? We're not even paying attention, but I want us to pay attention to all of this. You know, we need to get right on top of it and say, I don't care what y'all trying to do, HBCUs are safe. We have a problem just like these other schools. But see, the mass shootings were happening at these white schools, and they were still able to recover and move on. People still go to Virginia Tech. They still send their kids there. But see, they're trying to ward off the blue chip athletes and the blue chip students to come from to go to HBCUs. And a lot of parents are going to buy into that. But I think the hardcore HBCU graduates and lovers of HBCU are not. But those who are now just discovering them, well, it's like I said, you have all them black people down there, that's what's going to happen. I just want to put that on y'all mind, so y'all can understand that. Don't let them do that. And we're going to continue to encourage our blue chip athletes, our blue chip scholars in these high schools. Come on down. Or if y'all want to play that game, goddammit, get open admission back up, recruit them, put lyceum back in place, get convocations back in place, hire some African Senate scholar professors, and let's get it popping. So y'all want to do that. And if there's people that want to actually believe that that's what's going on, like, man, we feel unsafe down there. No. They're trying to discredit the HBCUs. See, you didn't want them, but you find out even with black folks. See, let me tell y'all something about God. And I'm not a religious dude, because I look in the mirror and I see God. Come on. We've been a people in this country, you've given us nothing, and we've made a lot. And still, when we think we have a lot, we make more. Off of basic African instincts. That's how awesome we are. Now, we can really put that into a strategy and continue to work it, something that works for us and not works for anybody else the way we've been doing it. We've had nothing. You release the people. I'm talking to this American society. You release the people after had them in cattle slavery for 300 years. You release them out into a land that they never knew. And they built something literally out of nothing. They built something literally out of nothing. Y'all understand? And so, you sent us to the HBCUs. They started off, they crawled before they walked. And when they started walking, they started doing the damn thing. And so now, you think you have no control where, now them niggers getting uppity over there at them black colleges. Let's go ahead and start the sabotage. We ain't got to sit nobody white down to do that, because Carter G. Woodson told us once you control a man's mind, his thinking, the body follows. Come on, somebody. And that's the stuff we need to be teaching black kids. Give them all a Carter G. Woodson book. Then followed by the autobiography of Malcolm X. And anything else, then give them a Dr. Claude Anderson book, Black Labor, White Wealth. And that's how you change the mindset and get them into understanding how white supremacy really works. And not just a battle cry because Donald Trump was elected president. That shit is so embarrassing. All of a sudden, since he was elected, white supremacy, white supremacy. Shut up. Y'all know what the fuck y'all talking about. But anyway, I just want to put that little game on us. Share that game. Because one thing about it, white supremacy never sleeps. And trying to rule over and keep black folks in control, it never takes a nap. All right? So let me tell you, now, if I may go local real quick, or go to my hometown of Memphis, Tennessee. There's this video that's going around. I guess a black dude was DJing a white wedding, or white wedding reception, right? And he was playing some 3 6 Mafia. Got to stay fly, at this white wedding. And all of a sudden, this white dude breaks out in his Memphis style, bucking and juking. He's doing pretty good. And it's being shared, and it's got over 13,000 views so far and counting. And what I do, see, I'm not impressed when I see white people copying black people. That's been done since the beginning of bringing Africans over and enslaving them, right? They've always copied. Whenever I see them doing something, they stole that from blacks. And so my issue is we've got into the habit of giving stuff to them, not putting patents on things. When they put patents on things back in the day, and they still stole it. But we don't patent our thing. We don't advertise, package it up. We can sell it to them instead of giving it to them, right? See, let's go back to hip hop. Hip hop started in the Bronx with black kids, as the Fugees said, flipping over dirty mattresses. That's what hip hop. That's the home of hip hop. Black kids and Puerto Rican kids rapping over bass, but mainly a lot of basement parties, right? And they still tried over the years to put the mic in front of a Caucasian MC and Never stuck. Only one person able to stick with was Eminem. And black dudes be crowding around him like a bunch of Africans are standing around Tarzan. It's embarrassing. You know damn well he can't out-rap Eric B. Rakim. Or even Big Daddy Kane. Y'all saw that Versus now. I'm going to talk about that later. Shout out to Big Daddy Kane. That dude is he's the king. And KRS-One is the one. But Big Daddy Kane is the king. But anyway, he's definitely a smooth operator. Yeah, so anyway, love Big Daddy Kane. So anyway, so I grew up in Memphis. North Memphis, you dig. Cypress Gardens, off of Springdale. Shout out to Project Pata. And I was in the 8th and 9th grade getting my little bucking and juking on. You know, it has gone through a few forms and many, you know, some changes along the way, but it's still in essence the same way what we used to do, you know, and give book, all that when we was kids. Teenagers at Cypress Junior High School and Fraser High and all of that. And it was nobody doing it but inner city, poor black kids. That's a dance that we came up with. And that's what it is. A lot of stuff that we do, it comes from our DNA, our genetics, our Africanness, because we're a rhythmic people. Then Caucasians get it. They play it back to back to back to learn how to do it. And so we got this. That's why it used to trip me out. And they say, man, Elvis, but dancing, Elvis was just a goofy ass, doing weird ass shit, but that was enough for white America. They said, oh my God, he could dance. No, Elvis went around black neighborhoods and copied. And he knew there was a system in place that if he copied black rhythms, he would be the one put out there for everybody to see, and not the black people he stole it from. Shout out to Big Mama Thornton and the Hound Dog song. You ain't nothing but a hound dog. Shout out to Big Mama Thornton. Elvis took that and he knew that he could take it further because of his race. And so I'm looking at this post and all these black folk, yeah, he a G. Yeah, he doing it. Yeah. I said, okay. And I wrote on there, and I have to check and see if I got any responses. I told these young black folks, y'all around here thinking it's cool and thinking he's straight and all this cool and shit, this white boy. I said, you know what? He's going to be the one who's going to be invited to appear on Ellen's show, representing Memphis Jukin. Out of all the decades of poor black kids living in the ghetto, bucking and juking their ass off to all of the rap beats in Memphis. But this white boy gonna get invited to Ellen to represent Memphis Jukin. You understand? And all of the white shows. Because you're always giving them every goddamn thing. See, when I see white folks doing stuff like black kids do, I'm not impressed. Because they know, I know, and they know that because of them being white, they'll be put on first and put before the world. Like it's something that white folks invented. White folks ain't invented nothing but viruses. For the most part. Everything else was stolen or copied, but see, you know, from some little slave or some other subservient person that worked in their presence. Took it and put their stamp on it. Look at the music industry. When you go, this movie called Why the Fools Fall in Love, talking about Frankie Lyman, when a white Jewish guy slapped his name on there as a co-writer and producer of music that Frankie Lyman wrote. And the man ain't did nothing. But his grandkids are eating off Frankie Lyman's music. You understand how this works? So we're going to have to learn to stop giving our shit away. And then start practicing and keeping it, making it ours. And if you want it, you're going to have to lease it or you're going to have to buy it. We got to teach black kids, stop being so excited about when white folks do stuff. And I don't know why we don't teach black kids self-love and self-respect. They just get excited whenever they see white people do anything. You put them in your black band. I've seen videos, HBCU band, but they got one white boy playing the cymbals, and all of a sudden the whole video is about that white boy playing the cymbals. They got 5,000 white colleges where white boys are playing cymbals, but all of a sudden it's a big deal because he playing cymbals in a black band. And don't let them mess around and be able to move their hips some kind of way. Oh my God, he doing the damn thing. When are we gonna stop being excited about white folks? It ain't about not liking them and all that shit, but why our children still get so excited about white folks? Because you get excited about grown people. We act like history isn't a great teacher. It is for me. And I'm gonna say, Black Memphis, y'all get yourselves together. Stop sharing that bullshit. Share the ones, because the ones that you do, they don't get that many shares and likes. But as soon as you put a Caucasian and he just moving around just as goofy and shit, he get caught some of the beats. I wouldn't invite the motherfucker to my house party like, man, break out that shit, man. No, I wouldn't. I know too many black kids who are killing it. Don't ever get that kind of shine. It goes back into almost like when we produce stuff, we put a white face on it, it'll sell more. That's just how it is. And white America knows this. He'll get on all of the big white talk shows, daytime talk shows, doing Memphis dances. Just like when y'all send everybody to these white-owned barbecue spots in Memphis, and black folks been cooking barbecue out their goddamn kitchen window. Cooking barbecue in their front yard tastes better than that crap. And I'm one of those persons, I find that if I go to a place that's cooking soul food, or barbecue in Memphis especially, find out it's white, I leave that shit right there. I'm not going back to that. Because I grew up with grandmothers and uncles and fathers killing ribs right there in the yard. Y'all gonna send everybody to come to Memphis to a white-owned barbecue establishment? Y'all crazy? You got Cozy Corner, Interstate Barbecue? Hell, all kinds of joints. By all them black folks in Memphis, you gonna send them to a fucking rendezvous. So anyway, I want to say again, black folks, mind our store. And the preacher would say, who's minding the storehouse? You know, obviously we're not. We're just giving everything away. And we have to ask the question, who in the hell left the gate open? I guess we did because they was white. We just let them walk on in. So we have to cut this bullshit out and stop acting like a bunch of excited children and get about business when it comes to our race, our DNA, our creativity. All right? Now I know some people are like, wow, Rico, that sound like black supremacy. That sound like separatists. No, I tell you what, if you think that sound like that, go walk your ass in a Jewish synagogue. Think you finna outdo them in their dances in a Jewish synagogue. Go to an Asian Buddha temple and think you finna out-Buddha them. You understand? They're gonna send your ass right outside and have a conversation with you. Try to be one black dude going to a white Episcopalian church. You will just run and then just sit there and don't think nobody gonna ask you any questions. Like the Dylan Ruth boy did. See, it's still that Carter G. Woodson thing is real. And we're not paying attention. So maybe all of us need to go and reread Carter G. Woodson. Maybe all of us need to go and finally read Black Labor, White Wealth by Dr. Claude Anderson. Maybe all of us need to read the autobiography of Malcolm X. These just a few books. Then when you get down with that, how about me reading a book by Dr. Joy Leary called Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome? See, the scholars put the information out there for us to be more in tune with who we are. But we jumped on that multicultural integration bandwagons, and here we are. Always getting stripped of shit. Just giving it away. So, but anyway, I digress. Y'all enjoy the rest of your day. Mess with me on the, Marcus, what's up, man? Mess with me on the PayPal and the Cash App. It's on this Facebook page and on my YouTube channel in the description box. And get my book. It's called The Greatest Pain Ever Felt. Conversation with an absent biological father who never wanted to be found. It's only $10. Cash App me, PayPal me. Please send an email address. And I'll talk to y'all in the future on my next run, walk, and stroll and chat with Rico. See y'all later. Peace.